It is Saturday afternoon. I've got a few things to show you today. It's not been a great day so far. Oh, my neighbour's mowing his lawn. Hopefully you can't hear that. My window's open, sorry. Yeah, I was up half the night with my stomach issues, and then I eventually got to sleep. Woke up this morning and I've got some sort of coldy, chesty, horrible thing. It just doesn't stop. It never ends. So that's been making me feel like absolute rubbish today. So basically I've done nothing but watch bad TV. I cast on the little socks, but don't judge. I did promise myself that I would do 5 rounds of the Gansey first, which isn't much, I know, but it's progress. So I did that, and then as a reward I've cast on these socks, but I've not knit DK socks before. I usually knit sock weight socks. So I'm doing them on a 4mm little circular, and I cast on, I wasn't sure how many stitches to cast on because they're for Tom, my son. He's got chunky little rugby player legs. He's 16. And if I was knitting him sock weight socks, I'd probably cast on 68 or 72 stitches. But with the DK, I wasn't sure. So I googled roughly how many I should cast on, and it said like something between 48 and 60. So I thought, okay, well, we'll do them a bit on the large side then. So I've cast on 56. But when I stretch them, or when I just do that with the ribbing, I can't really show you with one hand very well, but they're absolutely massive. So I don't know if they're going to be too big for his legs. But he's not at home at the moment, he's at his rock school. So I can't ask him what he thinks. I just love the way DK knits up so fast. That was about 20 minutes of knitting. I'm just doing my usual twisted rib, 1 by 1. So knit through the back loop, purl, knit through the back loop, purl, and then just vanilla socks. So yeah, I need to ask him what he thinks. Little stitch marker was from, if I can get it to show. Nope. It was from the Graceful Gull cawl from the Yarn Whisperer. Oh my gosh. Which was last year. And the stitch markers, the yarn, everything was seagull themed. So we've got little fries. Really cute. Yeah, I got it in this box because my husband printed out the PDF for the D&D campaign I'm going to be running for me today. So one of my jobs today is to have a little read through that. I mean, I do usually buy the books. I like to have a paper copy. I'm not somebody who can refer back to an online PDF all the time while I'm, being the dungeon master and all that stuff. So I got the PDF, which was cheaper than the book. The book was £29, I think. And then my husband printed it out for me. So, yeah. I need to find something to put it in, though, rather than just a box lid, because Jon Snow thinks it's a bed. And it needs to be more accessible. So, post today. The first thing I had was 10 mini skeins of yarn. These are from the Wool Barn. I've never had yarn from the Wool Barn before. So I'm excited to use these, but these came from a lady who has a storage container full of yarn, and she's downsizing. So she's getting rid of loads of her yarn. And so these were up for sale, and I said I'd buy them. And then she messaged me and said she'd like to give them to me. I was like, no, there's no need for that. Honestly, I don't mind. And she was like, no, please accept them. I've got so much yarn, I don't know what to do with it all. So she sent them to me for nothing, which was incredibly kind. So thank you so much. And they're just gorgeous colours, aren't they? And she also sent me 450 grams of pearl Soho yarn, which my husband has spirited away somewhere. Before I could show you, I'll see if I can put a little picture in. It's gorgeous. It's like merino nylon, but it's got cashmere in it, and Tom has claimed it already. He said he wants a scarf. So it is lovely, to be fair, and it's charcoal, so it will look nice on him. But yeah, how kind was that to give me these minis and all that pearl Soho yarn as well on top of that. But I've like got the perfect thing that also arrived today. So yesterday I was talking about the Pacific Knit Co book, and a couple of you commented. I will reply to them, by the way. And said it looks like it's good, it's worth getting. And I do, having done the Doodle cawl, the autumn one years ago, I did enjoy that. So last night I ordered it, and today it came. How is that for you? Good old Amazon. So yeah, and it's exactly what I hoped it would be. So basically it's got the base patterns for all different things. So on the back it says pick from 9 basic knit patterns. So it's got a cawl, then like a circular infinity cawl, like my bat one that I'm making at the moment, a scarf, it's got a hat, it's got 2 types of mittens, one fingerless, one not, and then it's got sock weight socks, DK socks, so there's one of everything basically. And then so you choose your pattern, then it's got all the motifs that you can choose from. So there are 200, and they're like separated into spring, summer, autumn, winter, which is awesome. It's exactly what I was looking for. But then it also like sort of it's good for beginners because it tells you how to do color work, it gives you tips, shows you how to read a chart. So it's not just the doodles, it's all sorts of information as well. So if you've never done color work before, I think it would be ideal. And obviously I can't show you, let me just see what I can show you. I can't show you too much because it's a paid for book, but I just wanted to show you this one thing. Look how cute the polar bears are. The little puffins. So I'm thinking of making some sort of wintry, not so much winter, but like I've already got an autumn one, but I'm thinking with these colours, autumn into winter. So berries and earthy tones and foxes and squirrels and leaves. Do you know what I mean? I think I know what I mean. I'm not sure, but I think I do. But I think those colours are gorgeous, and I think that they're just the perfect thing to doodle with. So yeah, I might set aside some time this evening to have a look through the motifs and see what I like. And also what I like is once you've got the base patterns and the little charts as well, if you know what stitch repeat you're doing, like say you're making a cawl and it's however many repeats of a pattern, and each little bit of a pattern is 12 stitches by 6 stitches, and you can fit maybe 10 of those round in a circle, Well, then you can do anything inside that little box. You can design your own little motifs, you know? Just exactly like I did with the bats. So, like, you know, you can see the little socks there. You can see how big that is in squares. So if you've done a row of these acorns with oak leaves and you want something the same size underneath, you might want to design something yourself using the same stitch count. So I love that. I need to buy me some... Actually, I think I've got some paper with squares on it somewhere, like crochet pattern paper. Goodness knows where it would be. Yeah, look at those little mittens with apples. They're so cute. I've done the oak leaves and the pumpkins on my autumn one, but this one goes from autumn to winter. Look, and you can see the snowflakes and the geometric mountain design, and it's just really good. It's such a good book. Definitely worth getting, and I think at the moment it's £13.50, around that price, which is cheap, isn't it, for a book? You get 200 mix and match motifs, and you get the 9 patterns, so you can't go wrong. That's not even £2 a pattern without all the motifs. Really good. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Like I say, it's exactly what I hoped it would be. And then this also arrived in the post today, and this is a dark fabric, so no doubt it will have Blythe hairs on it. So this fabric came today. I found it on Etsy. I think it was the Fabric Fairy where I got it from. And this is going to be the lining for a project bag to put my gingerbread house cawl Christmas blanket in. Now I am completely skint at the moment. Obviously I've been signed off work for another month, but this was in the sale and my husband was like, will it make you happy? It's basically the price of like a meal or a takeaway or a McDonald's or whatever. He wants to try the new McRib thing tomorrow, so he said, I'll strike you a deal. You can get the fabric, I'll get a McRib, and we'll call it quits. So I was like, okay, sure, let's do that. And so I've got a metre of this gingerbread house fabric, the little gingerbread man, and all the trees, and it's quite Scandi, and I just love the colours. So yeah, I've got that, and then I've got the dark one, because I thought it matched the dark in the outer colour. And I've got like a drawstring coming that's like sort of this pale turquoisey minty colour. I did buy, I can't see it now because it fell off earlier. Oh, there it is, hang on. So, I don't know if you've seen like the zipper shop on Etsy, but they sell all like the bag hardware and lovely zips and things. So I got one of these, and it's like a rainbow iridescent-y type thing. And what I'm going to do with that, I only got one, which is a shame. I should have got two. But I'm going to make a little... Do you know, like a lot of project bags have a little loop on the inside where you can hang your stitch markers or your scissors or a bag charm? I'm probably going to do that, but on the outside, because I like to see when I'm hanging a bag charm on there. I like to see. I might actually put my gingerbread house stitch marker on there from Crafty Clegs. So yeah, I'm hoping that there's enough fabric here to make 2 project bags, one for me and one for my friend who's also doing the cawl. I mean, a metre of fabric is quite a lot of fabric, isn't it? And I've got a metre of each. Like, it was £5. What a bargain. So yeah, I have no idea how to make a drawstring project bag. I did make one recently with a very good tutorial from Kay from the Bakery Bears, because I did their summer stitch along. But this one I want to be like a blanket size project bag, so it's going to have to be quite big. And then my friend was like, oh, you could store the blanket in it then all year until next Christmas. So I love the idea of that. So it's going to have to be quite a big size. But I've been looking at bag tutorials on YouTube this morning and my brain is just like, no. And I can't find anything similar to what I'm thinking of in size and in shape. I want something that's going to fit 1,500 gram balls of yarn in. I'm sure it's possible, isn't it? I'm sure it's possible. And I would prefer a drawstring, not a zip, because it's going to be big and I would like it just to be a, you know, dump the yarn in and run kind of bag. But this is so pretty. And if you look at their shop, honestly, their zips and everything, they do zip pulls in this rainbow chrome stuff. They do all sorts of like hardware for bags and pouches and things. Really good shop. And so cheap. I think that was... It's free delivery as well. So I think that was £1.30 something delivered. You can't go wrong. Yeah, so it's been a good post day today with the new yarn and the fabric, my book, and also the needle to do these, because I know for a fact I've bought a 4mm tiny circular, because when I went on yesterday to buy another one, it said you've purchased this item in January 2023. So I've definitely bought one. Where it is, I don't know. And I'm always really organised with my needles. Like, I know where they all are. They're all organised in my needle bag in order of size, cable length, etc. But that one is not there. It is missing. I don't know where it could be. So husband has gone to pick up Tom. Oh yeah, I got in trouble. So we're having cawl for tea. I'll put some pictures in of what cawl is. So it's basically a soup, but it's a traditional Welsh soup, and it's traditionally made with leftovers of whatever you've got, or cheap cuts of meat, or, you know, what you've got in your cupboard. Usually it's lamb with potatoes, leeks, parsnips, carrots and swede, and an onion. So, as you probably know, lamb is super expensive now. Gone are the days where lamb was a cheap cut of meat. So we usually have ours with beef, and we usually slow cook it, so it's tender. But this morning, after I'd chopped all the veg, I did the veg, husband takes care of the meat. We discovered that what I thought was the spare cawl pot was actually not the spare cawl pot. It was actually the proper cawl pot. I dyed yarn in it a number of times, and once that cawl pot was used for yarn dyeing, it cannot be ever used again for anything to be consumed by a human. Husband pulled the kitchen apart looking for the spare cawl pot, and it was nowhere to be seen. So I spent all morning chopping all the veg, and he was like, right, I honestly don't know what we're going to do, because there's nowhere around here that sells massive cooking pots. shops will be closing soon because it was like 4 o'clock by the time I'd done all the veg and everything. Oh, and we're not slow cooking it because my husband went to Tesco and got like a leg of lamb or a club card price that turned out to be cheaper than the amount of beef that he was going to buy. So he's going to cut all the meat off it, use the bone for stock, and we're going to have lamb, which is a rare treat. And then my dad's not making a dinner tomorrow because he is decorating. So we are making enough cawl for my parents to have as well tomorrow. It's always better the next day, cawl. It's lovely on day 1, but it's even better on day 2. So anyway, I looked at our like Life 360 app. Does anyone else have that? Like all our family are on it and we can see where everyone is. And I know some people hate it and say it's like stalkery, but we love it and we all consent to use it and we're all happy for each other to know where we are. So my mum and dad were in the big Tesco in Swansea. And I was like, can you do me a favour, please, and see if they've got any massive cooking pots. So she did, and they've bought one. So Chris has gone to get that on the way to picking up Tom. So we do have a pot. We're probably going to be eating rather late today because cawl takes a while to cook. But we've got a pot, and this time I'm going to like label the dye pot because I'm not doing that again. Oh dear, goodness knows where the actual dye pot has gone then, because I was keeping the dye pot with my yarn stuff, but then when we moved house, it must have just got packed. We had some friends who helped us move and stuff, so I'm thinking they just packed it thinking it was a cooking pot, and yeah. But there we are. So I've done all the veg. Took me ages. It's a job, isn't it? Like 3 leeks and 4 giant potatoes and a swede and 4 carrots, 4 parsnips, an onion, giant onion. It took a while to do, to peel and chop all that veg, but it's done. And now we just have to cook it. Tom is not a massive fan of cawl. He will eat it. It's everything he likes, so I don't understand what he's got against it. I think it's just the thought of like, he's never been big into soup. Tom is not a fussy eater. He will eat most things. Soup, he's not a fan of, which is a shame because we love soup and we've got a soup maker and everything. And cawl is like the ultimate soup. But no, he won't. He's not a fan. So he is having, him and my husband had curry last night. So he's having the leftovers from that, which he's looking forward to. Blah. Day-old curry, not for me, but they love it. Yeah, so cawl is kind of like, I suppose it's like an Irish stew. It's more of a broth, and the veg is left really chunky. It doesn't go proper thick like a casserole. It's not supposed to be thick like a stew. But we do like to leave ours so that the potatoes sort of kind of thicken it a bit towards the end. And it's always eaten with Welsh cheese and crusty bread. So we get the most amazing cheese ever. If you haven't tried this, you have to. If you like mature cheddar, it's called Welsh Black Bomber. I'll put a picture in. And oh my gosh, it is delicious. It's so mature, but not in a like horrible... Do you know some of them can be a bit too mature and they like make your eyes water mature. It's not like that. It's strong, but it's also really creamy at the same time, and it is just delicious. So we always get a small one of those to go with cawl, and when I make a cauliflower cheese, I might put a whole one in. But it is really nice. Definitely worth trying if you like cheese. One of our favourite cheeses. So yeah, we'll be having that tonight. Not doing anything tonight, so like I said, I'm probably going to mess with this Doodle cawl book and see what what I can make up. Yeah, so I need to... Are there any planning pages in this? I'm just wondering if there are... Because I don't know where my book is with the squares. No, there aren't. I think that would have been a good idea, you know, to put like a few blank... Oh, no, wait. Oh, there is a blank doodle chart. There we go. So you can photocopy that. Yeah, so I'm going to mess with that tonight. If Tom thinks that the sock is going to be an okay fit for him, then I might carry on with that for a bit because it's just so quick. I should do a couple of rows on the Gansey. Probably won't. I haven't done much today, to be honest, because I just feel so rough. But yeah, it's been a nice day anyway, getting all these lovely things in the post. So I'm going to go and... Oh no, need to change the bed. So all my crap that I've dumped on the bed this morning again, I need to remove that so that we can change the bed. I think that's the last job for the day though. All the laundry's done. Tom is amazing. He gets up on a Saturday and just does laundry and then just goes and pegs it out. And like, he is just not your typical teen who lies in bed all day. He gets up and he's on it and empties the dishwasher and mops the floors and he, you know, voluntarily. Like, how could we get so lucky? Yeah, so I'm looking out of the window now and all the washing that he's done this morning is blowing on the line. It's a lovely day, very sunny. So yeah, get yourself a teen like Tom. They are very handy to have around the house. Yeah, anyway, that is it. I'm going to go. And I will hopefully be back tomorrow with something more interesting. Oh, can you hear Blythe dream barking? I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, it's so cute. He's like doing little woofs in his sleep. Oh, hi, Sheldon. Hello. Can I help you? I know why you're here. It's because I've got the dreamies, isn't it? Watch his face now. Dreamies? Dreamies? Oh. Someone else wants dreamies. Oh, God, they're all coming. Right, I'm going. Bye.